All right, Module F is dignity, and it gets its own module because of its importance. So we're going to talk about caring behaviors that are consistent with treating a resident with dignity, okay? Dignity, a definition of it, dignity is our inborn or inherent value and worth as human beings. So we are all born with dignity, and all people have the right to be recognized for their humanity and treated ethically, okay? After people learn about dignity, everyone recognized that we all have this deep desire to be treated as though we have value. I mean, if you think about that, it's so true, okay? Dignity has the potential to change the world. That seems like such a big statement, but it's true. If we provide dignity to people, they have value in themselves and who they are. Nurse aides have the potential to change the world where they work by treating each individual, both residents and members of the healthcare team, with dignity. So like I said, definition, dignity is the quality or state of being worthy of esteem or self-respect, and it's an important component of OBRA's residents' rights. We've talked about empathy already. This is identifying with and understanding the feelings of another without feeling sorry for them. In residents' rights, this is included in OBRA, and it spells out how residents must be treated while living in long-term care facilities, and this mentions dignity. So why is dignity important? Well, like we said, it promotes a sense of self-importance. It promotes quality of life, those feelings of self-worth, and it helps to guide our care. Because if we don't know what to do in a certain situation and we think, how do I provide dignity to this person? It's going to guide how we do our care, provide our care. So our role as nurse aides, we want to meet residents' physical, social, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual needs. We can do these things. It's actually really simple. So we explain a procedure, we introduce ourselves, we explain a procedure to the resident before we start doing it. We respect their room and their personal items. We don't just open drawers and say, well, let me just find this in here. We ask first. We're patient. We don't rush our residents. We let them set the pace. And we encourage residents to make as many decisions and be as independent as possible. In order to provide dignity, we have to refrain from judging. We want to be positive, supportive, and encouraging. Try to learn our residents' preferences so that we can accommodate them whenever possible. Be empathetic, and listen and be aware of unusual gestures, changes in behavior, or actions. During interactions with the resident, we want to assist them to maintain and help enhance their self-esteem and self-worth. And again, these are some other ways we can do it. Respect their social status. Speak to them respectfully. Listen carefully and treat them with respect. Focus on the resident as an individual when talking to them, when interacting them, rather than addressing them, in general terms. And again, it's going back to every resident is individual, even if they have a similar diagnosis to somebody else. Assist residents to attend activities that they choose and respect the resident's space and privacy. So some other ways that we can show respect for residents' private space and property. Don't just walk in and change the television station or the radio without asking permission. Knock on the door and introduce yourself. If the resident requests to close the door when you leave, do that. Don't move or look at their items without asking permission first. And keep in mind that this promotion of dignity is constant and ongoing. So we have to be respectful all the time. And this is whether it's in communication or in our behaviors or skills, we're always demonstrating respect. It's essential for every nurse aide activity. And residents' dignity is valued if the nurse aide gives appropriate, compassionate, and effective care. Does anybody have any questions on dignity? If not, that concludes this week's lectures. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording on this one.